Blessings Facebook Impromptu Live. Mary Costello here. I want to just say something that is just so concise and so true for me at the moment. And I'm so blessed that many women reach out to me and connect with me. And the theme of the rose is persistent, and the feeling that the rose is calling them deeper. We are on the precipice of great expansion right now. The women are being called, the men are being called, everyone is being called to rise. But it is a specific thing to rise the right way, as opposed to the wrong way. We're asked to rise in a sustainable, eternal way for our expansion now, for our breath out. So we are breathing out, we are exhaling, we are expanding. And it is asked first that we are in the middle right now. We are being called into the deepest retrieval. We are being called to go to the deepest depths, to the first sound, to retrieve the first sound emanation of Source, the first sound utterance of Mother. This is the deepest breath, which is bringing us all the way back to the sound of Mother, which to me is of the rose. It's the frequency of the rose. And I see it coming from the cosmic rose. So I see this truly as the sound of the rose. We are being asked, we're being pulled back inward, deeper, into the mother, through the womb, into the mother, to the very beginning, to receive and to be filled with the first sound of the mother. So that is what's happening right now. It's causing some instability because the reason this is happening, we are within the creational womb, and the light of the womb is lighting up everything. The light of the womb is illuminating everything, and it is supposed to. And when I say the light of the womb is the sound. The light of the womb is the magnetic force of Mother. The mother is within the central sun now. No one is outside of alignment with the central sun. We are all being brought into alignment with the central sun. And in that, we are being brought into the magnetic function of the golden dragon, of the golden mother. Our magnetic center, our solar plexus, is being brought into alignment and resonance and function of the golden mother, of the correct magnetic creational principle of our universe. This is a powerful purging. Hey Tana? Hey Tana and Louise. This is a powerful purging. We have had shadow magnetics in our center. We have had a black sun, and we have had shadow magnetics, and now we are returning to golden, pure magnetics in alignment with the grand central sun. Hey Annette. Hey Jane. Blessings to you all. Thank you for being with me for this short live. Okay. The sound of the rose is the sound emanation before the crystal spiral. It is before the spiral of creation. What we might be witnessing is people perhaps trying to uphold or trying to create, trying to rise in the wrong way, or in the ways we have done. And the ways we have done aren't working the same way. Hey Jane. They're not working the same way. That's because the whole mechanics of creation are coming back to golden function. We will be golden clockwork. The central piece is fixed, so how long could that take, right? So we are going to the sound of the rose to find the right way, the right frequency. This is about frequency. We're going to the sound of the rose to find, or to be the correct frequency that rises the crystal spiral of creation. Hey Maya. So within the creational mechanics that these eternal creational principles, there is like a sound or vibrational key. This is how they are protected. There's no gatekeepers, things like that. There's no need for them anymore. It is sound resonance, a vibrational resonance, which allows us to access our powers. So, returning to the sound of love, which is the sound of the rose of mother, the first sound emanation of her beginning. Our core tone is love, and it comes from the mother's rose. We are on this journey of this deepest inhale, this deepest in-breath, to be filled with this sound. If you imagine the in-breath going through the channel of the grandmothers, mothers, all the line of woman, the line of the feminine, that is the in-breath. This is the piece that has been silenced, or the piece that hasn't been tuned into. We have had plenty of action, plenty of exhale in the world. Mindless action, karmic action, destructive action. And there's a pause on that for a while, until the in-breath is corrected. The sound tone of mother, the core tone, the first sound of our creation, right in the center of us, what our crystal center is to reverberate with, is love, this eternal pure love. It is only when we access this, and we will, no one's outside of this, it's only when we access this that we will have full command and full gifting and full unlocking of our mechanics of creation. And at this moment, I'm told that from the very beginning, the first thing that comes from the rose, the frequency sound of the rose, is the crystal spiral of creation. So when we are in that, and when our center, when our crystal is filled and clarified to the tone of mother, to the tone of eternal love, the crystal spiral of creation will be ours to use, to create, to open space, to birth reality. In this big magnetic cleanup within ourselves, hey Linda, hey Gillian, Annette, within this magnetic cleanup of ourselves, we are cleaning out the shadow magnetics, the ways of which we have had in the absence of the golden mother as our magnetic of our universe, because that was always and is always the correct magnetic of the golden age, the golden continuum. There was disturbances and interruptions in that, which created false timelines. In the absence of that, we had shadow magnetics, a pulling, a siphoning, a taking from each other as opposed to source, and all the different ways of that. It was actually based, I've just been brought to more understanding of this. It is the creation of the shadow masculine, or the masculine shadow. So our systems internally have been largely, completely, actually orientated around a center, a false center, which is of the masculine shadow. So we are clearing all of that out. So that is happening. And it's a big one, and honor to each other, because we have to kind of rub off each other a bit as that's happening, and that's okay. There's no shame, and the number one thing is shame and blame. Shame is the fog that separates us, that stops us from getting to this unified point of cohesion. Shame is the fog that drowns out the sound of love. Shame is an absolute poison, and there's no need for it. So if we can lower the blame and lower the shame and receive ourselves in this love that we're speaking of first, and then there will be an overflow of this love. That's just how it works. If this is received into the crystal core, it overflows naturally through the concentric expansion of the rose. This is why I speak of the rose. Hey Linda, Gillian, Agnes, blessings to you all. So speaking of the rose, the sound tone, the crystal sound tone of the rose, and the way of the unfolding of the crystalline spiral of creation, the only unfolding we have, the only expansion available to us for creation, is concentric expansion of who we are, our pure core tone, which is love. And as we expand that way with our creations, with our relationships, with our being, we will find resonance with others, and we will find cohesion. If everyone is of the same core tone, there is no power struggle, there's no hierarchy. It is just cohesion and resonance and a humming and a buzzing, like a rose garden or like a hive of bees. And there's no confusion, there's no power struggle, no hierarchy. There's also no holding hard and tight onto the self. It's the understanding we are coming to unity. We are coming to unity. But the unity we are coming to is of cohesion, which is sound, like it's a cohesion is a unity in sense, unity in order, a natural unity. Hey Lindsay. Okay, so we are coming to that, and we are coming to resonance and unity in the way of resonance. We will be speaking the same things, we will be knowing the same things. The network, the eternal network of Father, the bloodlines, the neural pathways, all the ways of interconnectivity. I say it this way because I was shown it by the eternal grandfather trees, that this is the way of comprehending, or the way of beholding the great mystery, the great unseen, unknowable consciousness. It is knowable. We are knowing it. We are it. But the way of beholding it is restoring to unity. So we will be releasing our scar tissue in the consciousness, the short circuitry, the looping. We will be forgetting our war stories. We will be forgetting our stories of separation. And we will be moving as one wave, as one shoal of fish. Truly. The water we are within now is of pure love. And many of us have been asked to maintain that tone. Many of us have been asked to maintain, we're all being asked to maintain that tone. And we take it in turns. None of us have to be perfect. We take it in turns. There's enough of us. Hey Tristan. There's enough of us to take it in turns, maintaining this tone of pure love. And this love is a unifying love. It is a unifying love. The way of connecting now, if we want to co-create and we want to expand, is through the heart. Truth. There is parameters of the heart. Truth, honor, integrity, love. And these are all emerging. Love, we are under the command of love. And love has an order. And the order is emerging. So we don't have to... I speak these things just to offer strengthening and support and actualization, but it is emerging anyway. I was told that, when the light of the womb, we are within the creational womb, when the fullness of the womb is lit up with the light of itself, we are in the golden age. That's what I was told. And that golden magnetic light of the golden mother dragon that is in our central sun and in our solar plexus is bringing us to that. It is whipping up this magnetic dynamo, this central dynamo of our mechanics of creation, and in the whipping of the movement of that, it is removing the shadow dynamics and the shadow aspects of ourselves that we have used for creation, because we were under duality and distortion. So that was how we had to create. So we are cleaning this up, but we are cleaning this up between each other. That's the only way. It has to be brought out into the open. Okay, so back to the rose. And two other ladies have spoken to me. I just feel this presence of this massive red rose in my house, and two other women have spoken that they're feeling this presence of just a rose with them. And this is, we're being called into the rose. We're called into the rose frequency, so that every breath in goes back to the rose, gets filled with the rose frequency. As we breathe in, we don't breathe into shadow. We don't breathe into exhaustion, breathe into self-abandonment. We breathe into the fullness of the sound of Mother. And then we will, as we exhale out through the heart, because we are connecting with each other through the heart, we are literally breathing out the architecture, the systems, the connections that will uphold the frequency of the rose on earth. We are bringing the rose realm here. I was asked by the Queen of Heaven, well, really told, that the rose realm is to come to earth. And I was shown the architecture of it is within the heart. So, deep breath in, fill with the frequency of the rose, breathe out through the heart. All connections, all expansions, all collaborations are to be from the heart. We do not collaborate based on strategy, based on fear. We don't connect in a relationship based on fear or anything but of the heart. So, and it is literally this rose breath. This rose breath is creating heaven on earth. And I call heaven the rose realm. This rose breath, it's like as it reaches out, it gathers and returns everything back to the spiral and brings it back to the order of love. And then in our in-breath, we fill with the frequency of love, and we also kind of rearrange or allow the pieces we have inhaled in every expansion, allowing the pieces to find themselves in relation to the order of the rose, which is the highest order, it's the order of love. So I hope this makes sense. I'm sure it does in some ways. It is happening, I just speak it, but it is happening. But I just have the eyes to see it and the voice to say it. Okay, thank you so much. If this gives you strength and encouragement, please share. Okay, my loves. Take care. Be well.